Generic greetings. Did someone eat some out-of-date sushi from a petrol station? Oh, I think it's this prison. As you can see, we have 56 prisoners who are ill. Unknown disease, ailment, or illness. We don't really know what the deal is other than they turn green. So maybe it's just some sort of hulking disease. But either way, there's a lot of... I was going to say there's a lot of sick on the floor because of it, but that's just generally this prison. We had a bit of a problem, and we still have a little bit of a problem, and that's because we have a lot of prisoners who are ill. So I really tried to quarantine them, I really did. I put them in here and such, and it didn't entirely work out because a lot of the workforce, specifically the ones from the cleaning cupboard, thought they would just be helping out and come in here and clean up, and then that made the disease all kinds of spread. So what I've done is I've just put it onto bang up, and I'm just going to keep the prisoners in here while they get cured. They're currently down to 32, which is actually quite good. The thing is, this is going to seriously hamper the prison because we're going to miss out on meals, which means I think it'll probably kick off tonight. And considering I'm about to do a shakedown as well, probably, yeah, let's just see how that one goes. Now, if I wanted to, I could reasonably, probably, oh, it's currently locked down anyway. I could reasonably, if I wanted to, have it so that we have it not on bang up and just have them wandering around, because this here cannot spread much further. We had a total of 59 prisoners, I think, or 60 prisoners maximum. What I'm going to do actually here, by the way, is end the punishment, because I know some of these are on permanent, which is not good. Yes, we had a lot of prisoners infected, but you have to consider that we have a maximum capacity of 103 and only 99 actually in here. So 99 prisoners in here that can be affected, because it can't spread out back into this prison. It just can't, because it doesn't spread from the workforce. So yeah, what I'm going to do is turn off that bang up because it's currently sleep time anyway. So there we are. Currently 19. I'm going to do a shakedown here. Obviously danger level will fly up, but I'm not too bothered about that. We did try to do let me just make sure that these two have their punishments ended. There we go. Yes, I did try to do some more building, but well, we got a fair bit done, but not everything. But we'll be doing some more of that later on. What I was saying, yes, so we did try to get these all sectioned off and stuff, but just didn't work out. We also had a bit of a roll call as well, and that worked out as good as you were expected. It was a shakedown that turned to a roll call, which then turned to solitary, which then turned to just what we have now. Currently 19 prisoners infected. The problem being that we can't really set this to a lockdown. Well, we could. What we could do if we really wanted to is in our regime, we could change this minimum security and have it locked down here. We could do that. We could reasonably do that. But with the danger level the way it is, I don't think it would be entirely decent to do so. The problem being that it'll probably just kick off again. Most of these prisoners are inoculated now, I believe. You can see they are treated. It's kicking off here as well. Look at that. It's now shower time. I do expect the infected to go up. But quite frankly, let's just stop that shakedown now. But quite frankly, I think we need to feed the prisoners. They've been without food for a full... how long, actually? At least a day, I think. You can see the infected is going up, but we hopefully have the doctors to deal with that. It's only gone up by a couple. If it starts going up into the sort of 30s and 40s, then I'll care. Then I'll start caring about that one. For whatever reason, the danger level is still going up, and that's worrying. There's a critical food need. There we go, there's the eat, and then that's all of that going right down. And as you can see, a lot of the prisoners are getting treated, not cured, treated at the door here. So that's alright. That's good. This looks clean. Doesn't look like there's any great problem. Okay, we might be over that. Let's just go to informant here. We can see we've got some more intake. Quick prisoner and an unknown trait. Looks like there's no traits to be worried too much about. There we are. So, Total infected 25, 24, slowly going down with some early releases there. So I think that's enough for us to not have to worry too much about that. What we're going to do now is start building more here. So I need to go over to quick build, cloning, and we're going to be cloning from this corner onwards, because I believe that's as far as we got in the last episode, which is exactly what it was. Excellent. We should be able to get this done up to, hopefully, the shower. That's my goal, at least. Whether we get that far, I really don't know. So I'm going to also go to bulldoze and demolish this foundation. And I'm not going to put the brick wall in, actually. I'm going to leave it, because if we remove the foundation, it means that we can just build over the top of it. We'll just clone straight over the top of it. If we don't, then the clone will not work entirely because of the... it'll try and place grass on an inside area, and it just won't work there. It'll place the rest perfectly fine, just not the other stuff. Right, so as you can see, total infected prisoners is to 20 now, so that's fine. It'll hopefully be going down. Let's just go over to staff, and we'll go down at the bottom here. We can see that we've got many, many staff. So I'm going to fire, well, should be last in, first out, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the reason I'm not getting rid of those others, because we're going to need some in this infirmary anyway, so it's you know, worth just keeping those. So as you can see, lots of buildings around here. We will have to, once this is up and running, we'll have to move that door control system. We'll have to add another CCTV monitor and generally overhaul all of this. But that's when we actually complete this. My objective this episode is to get at least this done, all of this chunk here done, and then we know that we can get these cells added. And that means that we can start transferring people from here over to here. And that's all of the gangs and such. We might even get it done this episode, but it really depends on money. Because our grants are currently at a whopping current grant loan, look at that, nearly 200,000. We might not be able to finish it off. Although we could sell 10% of our shares for 50 grand. I'm going to do just that, actually, and then decrease our loan by... a little bit, and that brings us down to 22 grand, but also we're now receiving a bit daily as well. And considering we're getting the shop intake, as well as the exports because of the wood, because you see we're doing another cycle on these trees, and the workshop, and I think I mentioned shop intake, and also the parole release, I think we'll have enough to get the rest of this done. So you can see we're finding different stuff here. There's a lot of stuff to be searched. That's all new things to come into the shop, and that's just to be expected. In terms of our grants, we've got 2 on the go. We've got the carpentry apprenticeship program. Currently it says produce 10 superior beds. We've got none. We've done none of that. It's unrealistic to assume that we're going to get that done in general, but also even if we are going to get it done very quickly. If we go over to our programs, we can see that we have, if we scroll down... what's not there? Carpentry apprenticeship, 0 interest and 0 qualified. I'll just stop running it then. There's no point. The problem is that the prisoners here, they are getting trained up on the workshop, but they generally leave via parole faster. So before they get full training, you see. So that's an issue. Anyway, what we're going to do is we'll go back to cloning this time. I'm going to clone from there upwards and get that part of the shower in there. Not going to do a shakedown. I don't think we need to do another one today. And it's just to be a bit... it'll just slow things down, you see. So we will clone, thankfully, a fairly big chunk of it here. I'm sure there will be a mod. Well, I'm not sure, but I would expect there being a mod. Is that correct? Ooh, I don't know, actually. Let me build from the top then again. Because I can't remember if I got that correct. But what I'll build from is there, because we've got a little bit iffy one there. And I just built to there, I think. It won't redo what I've placed. That's fine then. That's okay. The reason I had to do that is because I moved further up and I couldn't remember where it was. And also, you can see this one here, the automatic door opener is actually on that wall there. And if I didn't place it there, it just wouldn't work. Total infected prisoners down to 6 now, so this is good. So there's just a couple of outliers. The problem with dormitories is many, actually. I think the downsides of dormitories outweigh the positives. I really do. Positives are you can get a high... Well, this is not even necessarily a positive, but you get a high density of prisoners in one area, so it should be easier to defend, but it doesn't seem to be. It should give you more money in a smaller area. That is a positive. And that's really the only positives I can think of. I guess technically it's easier to meet the needs of those prisoners, especially when it comes to grading, but in reality, as we've seen earlier, if a prisoner can't be assigned to a cell because of the grading, the same is true for dormitories. So if a new prisoner turns up and is entitled to a 1 and the dormitory is a 5, they're just not going to get put in there, so that's a problem. The downsides, escapes. That's the main one. Very, very easy to escape. This one here, the digging tunnels, they all work together, even though you've got patrols around it. When it kicks off, you've got a high density of prisoners to kick off, so I wouldn't really use it anything other than medium risk. Certainly not super max or high risk or anything like that. Also, I guess that illness, it spreads very quickly because they're all in proximity. It's also harder to see visually what's there because it's hard to note what's there because of the bunks, so you can't really see what's going on there. But anyway, not too much problem. Why are people just peeing on the floor? Look at the state of that. I could put some toilets in here. There was always a call to maybe perhaps do something like that. It means that if they're in here and they need the toilet, they can just, well, use the toilet in the corner instead of doing what they've just done. You'd think they'd be able to hold it, though, especially considering it's work/free time before and after, so there you go. So they're going to crack on. We can see that this is now all done, which is excellent. Just going to double check the deployment there to make sure, yeah, we do need to have that staff only. Not that we're going to keep it like that, obviously we will be changing that up. And now we'll do the shower unit. So what we'll do is we'll build the shower as well as the holding cell and the solitary. I'm still on the fence. I think a holding cell is necessary. I think that just having one is always a good idea. We've seen previously where we've got some prisoners in and we couldn't put them anywhere, and we've managed to work that out with the prisoners being in that holding cell, and I think that's an advantage. However, at this point, it might not seem that way. But I'm still convinced that it's a good idea. I really am. It's just good practice, if nothing else, you see. All I'm doing here is just cloning. Oh, incorrectly. There's the first error. That's a problem. Damn it. So I'm going to cancel materials. I'm going to cancel rooms. And we'll clone from that wall. That wasn't my intention, though. My intention was that. And then that. Then that's what we've got. Okay, there might be some issues there. There might be some weird errors we have to sort out, but we'll see. We'll see. But that then is pretty much this one ready to go. Sans the cells, obviously. We have to put the cells in. But it means with the extra money, we can, if nothing else, for a start, we need to lock open that door. That one is sort of locked open by the fact that there's a laundry basket propping it open. Yes, it should be quite easy to get prisoners in here. What we'll do, we will build one row of cells, probably this top row here, and then we'll move all of the gang members, or rather we'll build as much as we need plus a couple more, and we'll move the gang members over to there, which means that'll free up the medium risk to get more in. So that's what we'll probably do. Speaking of gangs, what we've got, 12 red gang members, 3 green, 2 blue. Obviously all of them are in the medium cell block, and there's only the red leader here. In terms of informants, we have received some more prisoners, and I didn't check them out. Can't see anything of note. Okay, that's fine. Perfectly acceptable. So we need to run some water pipes. Like so. Electrical cable will need to run up to there as well, but I need to check. Yeah, we are running fairly close to capacity. So I'll put those in. And there we are. So the workers, I think we've got 20 of them. 20 workers in total, yep. 74 guards. How many have we got? We've got 48 regular guards, 10 armed guards, 10 dog handlers. So it's quite a lot of guards. Electrical cable will also have to run up to there to power that up, which is fine. In here, we have previously powered it up by just running the cable along and across, which we'll do now. Up and across. Believe we'll get a one there, so we don't need to place it there. And we also need to put the patrols in. Question is, do I do that now? Because we don't have many free. Another question, really, is do we need to alter this one? And I think we do. I am of the opinion that we don't need armed guards in this prison if we move all of the gang leaders and such to the north here. I don't think we'll need them. So I think our best plan of action is to finish this. Well, finish this block that we've planned off here. We put the row of cells in. And then in one fell swoop, we do 3 things. We reassign all of the gang members to high risk and put them in here. We set the patrols up or redo the patrols from here and here. So it means that we remove the armed guards from this prison and put them up here. And probably have more armed guards, actually. And then we also, at the same time, add another door control system, another CCTV monitor, and possibly another phone tap, but I don't think so. I think what we've got is probably okay. The phone tap gives you a little bit of information, but it's not really critical to the running of the prison. It's not like a CCTV that's given us line of sight or a door control system that is literally making the doors open and close. So, and slowing people down if it's not working. So, yeah, I think that's important there. We haven't done a shakedown in the day, so I'm not going to do one now, actually. It's a little bit too late with it being about 1:30. And we don't need to do it every single night. I think it's every other night or every 3 nights is reasonable. Not that that's a guaranteed insurance policy against escapes, you understand, because when we've searched these dormitories, doesn't necessarily mean we've we'll find everything. I'm just going to go over to our deployment in MinSec and then change that to MinSec, and that'll deliver the mail that's currently sitting in these letters here, and it'll deliver it over to here, so that's good. It's a manual way of doing that. Still don't have anything for the the library, but it's just nature of the beast. If I was going to redo this, I don't think I would change a lot. I think most things are fairly well designed and it seems to work. It's just a shame that I didn't account for the sheer amount of protective custody, nor did I account for the library and the mailroom. The mailroom we can manage like we are now, but I think it would have been better if we had it in each individual prison. Maybe we would have it jut out here and have another area where this is like an admin, like this was going to be the admin block and then all of these sort of separate from it, but maybe a little extra bit where we have library and mailroom. But I mean, it's not really caused us a huge issue, is it? Anyway. First time we've done this, so I don't really mind too much of having what we have now. A couple of mistakes, a couple of problems. It's not. I was going to say it's not set on fire yet, but it's actually happened twice. So, danger level, excuse me, is was going up, but now going down. And there's some kicking off here. Is that Ashby again? It is Ashby. Yeah, the leader. How long has he got in here, actually? Should we... He's served... Oh, 11 years of 79. Murder, arson, criminal damage, perjury, and also served sentences for aggravated assault and burglary. So certainly upping the game, upping the stakes when it comes to that. Danger level is going to fly up now because he's going to be put in solitary, but that's his problem. See, the thing is, I don't even know if things like behavioural therapy would solve that issue. Like, is there such thing as just a lost cause? It's just like, there's no coming back from that. Like, where's the limit? Is there a limit? So anyway, we need to run this water pipe in a bit further. Wow, that's loud. That's because of the... Come on. There we are. That's because of the danger level at maximum. We've got Al Lindsay in here, and I think Al Lindsay was the sound designer of this. I think that's right. You can see a lot of these are kicking off, and the reason they're kicking off is because the gang leader in here is in there, which is a bit iffy. I don't know why it does that. You can see there's a lot of letter to Denning and letter from Denning. There's lots of that there. That's good. So the mail has been delivered, and indeed he's getting sorted, as you can see, by the guard there. That's good. Change that to staff only, just so we can then deliver that mail elsewhere. There's an unknown trait there. That could be a problem. Or it could also not be a problem. We don't know. I'm going to activate some informants here. Most of them being, obviously, in here. Sorry, in here, rather. So let's see if they are brought over to here, because they were last time. There's someone getting... Oh, there's someone having a natter. You see the targets there. You can also see what they've got on them. So they're getting targeted. There's some stuff around there. Yeah, look, they're getting brought out and taken to there. That's just a bug. Just glitches. Oh, there we are, look. There we are. Caught them in time, didn't we? Snitch. We should probably do something about that. End punishment. Then doesn't seem to work. And protective custody. And get him out of here before anything else happens. It's going to escort them to the cell first, innit? Ian King. Sentenced 5 years for kidnapping. He's a snitch. A known informant. Right, well they should be immediately taken elsewhere. Yes, they are. The question is, will they get there? There's a very high chance that if a gang member sees them, they could just go for him straight away, especially if they're volatile. Oh, great, and we're taking them now through the highest... Please don't go through there. If they go through there, this guy is not going to be alive. And I don't know why they're walking so slowly. Wow. Okay. It's like a walk of shame. Why has we got one awaiting solitary? I'm guessing it's here. Or maybe not. Don't know. Maybe they just haven't been taken there. Anyway. Oh yeah, they're taking them through here. Well, that's just a bad idea. They're all taking the shirts off. They're going to take over that common room again. Looks like they're not attacking him, so he's okay. That's a teeth dryer. Right. So we have this door to lock open and this door to lock open. You can see we've got no power in here, but it is completed, which is good. So we need to double check the frame rate because it's all terrible. It always is terrible for some reason in this mode. We've got that fine, so we can easily just finish off the running of the electrical cable. So it is just straight across. I don't know how far. I do know how far. It's exactly that far. Got that right. I guesstimated it looking at the looking down at the previous one, and it seemed to work out. And we'll put these stairs in a moment. The rest should be powered up, especially when we do that. There we go. So that'll have all the power there. And now what we need to do is place these cells. So quick build. We got 14 grand. It's not a silly amount to build with, but I mean it's enough to get a row in, I think. We should be able to get a row in. Especially if we're not doing graded, but we are going to do probably the end graded one. Just because we... Actually, I might do that graded as well. Yeah, there we go. And the one next door. And I know I'm continuing with this, but it might actually be sensible to do all of the grade, and I'll tell you why. Because we are planning on... we plan on moving the prisoners from here to here. We're going to do a shakedown, though. We're planning on moving the prisoners from here to here, and a lot of these prisoners have been with us quite some time, and they are entitled, or rather... Yeah, they're eligible, not entitled. Ooh, there's a tunnel. Whoa, that's a long tunnel. Hang on. They are entitled to a higher grade of cell. So this fella in here, for example, Harvey, we can see that they are entitled. Hang on. Actually, you can't look at it from that way, I don't think. You have to look at it from logistics room quality. Yeah, the occupant is entitled to a grade 10. There you go. So... moving them down here in a lower cell is fine. They will accept that. Well, they don't have a choice, but it's best that we have those grades in, considering moving these prisoners. And that's, look at that, that's all kinds of bad. Let me take that shakedown off for a second there. Look at that. That is a big, big, big tunnel. Remove tunnels. That's a lot of money just to remove a tunnel. It's a very big tunnel, I'll give it that, like. I'm going to continue that shakedown. I'm going to remove it, but I'm going to continue the shakedown. What I want to do... I manually move that guard in here. Hang on. I'm trying to move that guard in here. The reason for that... as I know I put someone in permanent punishment, and I want to make sure there's not in that corner, because this camera does sweep but stop looking forward, so we can't see if there's anyone sitting in there. Anyway, so I've removed all of these. At least I've ordered the removal of it. It will actually take some time. The problem is, if they've got that far in... well, actually, I don't know how many days, but it's... you know, it's possible that we've just not found it. We've searched it and we haven't found it. But it means that what can the dormitory be doing in all that time? Probably quite a lot. So we'll keep that shakedown going. We have prioritised the removal of this. Although it doesn't seem to have taken any effect. We'll get to it eventually. We'll get to it. But so far, so good. Danger level will be increasing, and it is increasing, but I'm not worried too much about that. No gang members coming in, and no noted people coming in as well. There is a snitch, however. So, Adam Hackett. Yeah, snitch, okay. So we'll put them in protective custody. That's a confidential informant, but not a potential CI. I don't know if we've actually had some CIs as of late. There's also not been, for at least a couple of days, a serious testing of ammunition, which is a strange one. Don't know why. Looks like the dormitory's almost finished searching her. I'm going to stop that shakedown. The majority of it is done, so we'll let it crack on. So that tunnel is still there, and that worries me. Why is it not being removed? I mean, it has been ordered as priority. You can see the little blue circle there just underneath there. And that is a priority order. So that's going to get removed shortly. In terms of money, not great. There's the chief. What do they want now? One of the spiritual leaders bringing our religious programs has been riling up the inmates with all kinds of hateful speech. They're being fired, but the prisoners will take some time to cool down. Danger level is now going to increase massively, which is never good. So I'm going to have to be aware of that. Just going to make sure that this is placed. So it says prisoners are well treated, 20 odd of them. 27 have serious complaints. 3 of them have been shackled in their cells or in solitary. 10 armed guards in service is a negative. 65 prisoners are suppressed and compliant. Deterrence, 16 punishments handed out recently. 56 prisoners have been unnecessarily searched. And 4 prisoners have been calmed recently. And apparently there's a tunnel there. That could be a legitimate one, you know that one. That could be legitimate. It could be from there. I'll just say search the cell and see what happens. Still not sure whether we want to open this up to these. Still haven't decided yet. Didn't find anything searching that toilet, so it might not be. It might not be. It might just be a fake one. So there's the kickoff that I mentioned we haven't had for a while. What a surprise. Around their cell. But anyway, there's the danger level going up now. They say have serious complaints. What serious complaints do they have? Food. What's classed as serious, though? Because obviously literature need is... There's 77 prisoners desperately want to fill that. That's on a high need, but not critical. And I don't think it can be a critical need. I don't think it can. Remove tunnels. It still hasn't removed that one for some reason. I think it's because I ordered the placement of this concrete. And, whoa. Don't know why the camera went over there. There's that danger level maxed out now. And this is to do with the hate speech, I think. 10 gang members are furious. Ah, right. That's what it is. Boyd Toast. Boddington. Fair enough. There's Ashby. There he is. Paul Ashby in there. Yeah, that's why they're furious. I was going to say I would be tempted to end their punishment with the sort of the preacher event kicking off as well. But quite frankly, that would set a bad precedent, so we're not going to do that. So up here, you can see we have most of these cells completed. We don't have water. Water we will be running in shortly. In fact, I might as well place it now actually. So it goes to there and then runs up to there. And then we run the water pipe along. So that'll be our next episode's task. Next episode, we will finish off the water, put all the water stuff in. Any power we'll put that in as well, but I think we have that. We then need to do, not necessarily next episode, but we need to do 3 things. We need to reorganize the patrols. We need to move all of the gang members and really hardcore prisoners from here up to here and set them gang members as high risk. We obviously need to assign all of this to high risk, and we need to put in a door control system, another one, and another CCTV monitor. That's a lot of work and something I didn't anticipate. And while we're there, we might have to do a bit of maths and or guesstimation, more likely, to figure out whether we need even more for this one. But we will see what happens. As always, hope you have enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.